But what no one expected was that the oncoming vehicle was a large commercial truck.
و جالبش اینه که طرف سالمه، هیچیش نشده.
But to everyone's astonishment, moments after the pilot began signaling for help, another plane
نگاه این که از
takes
پشت
off,
میاد
nearly
و
decapitating the motionless driver. As we watch the footage, it is
یو من کنشی هستم رفقا، خیلی خوش اومدید به یه ویدیوی دیگه. امشب قرار ویدیوهای پشم‌ریزونی رو با هم دیگه ببینیم از افرادی که خیلی مویی از کنار مرگ رد می‌شدن و انگار عزرائیل اصلا اون تایم حواسش به اونا نبوده. خلاصه اگه دوست دارید حسابی پشماتون بریزه و حسابی ادرنالین ترشح کنید، تا آخر ویدیو با من همراه باشید. بی معطلی بزنید بریم سراغ ویدیو. خب رفقا بزنید بریم سراغ ویدیو.
but most often for the people racing in it. In this video, we see a motocross racer who overshoots a jump and sends his bike flying into a large group of people. The man in the red hoodie narrowly avoids serious injuries and casually moves out of the way. Needless to say, this man is incredibly lucky, but he may also be the most oblivious of all the answers. Number 19. Jet sitting. Motorcycle and car racing.
شما خیلی به این وایس اووری که رو ویدیوه توجه نکنید. از گوگل جمع کردم، مشکلاتم داریم.
Here we see a racer who is experiencing engine problems. Early on we can see the pilot struggling
اینو من قبلا دیدم ولی واقعا هر سری می‌بینم پشمام می‌ریزه.
And a few moments later it leads to a situation you have to see to believe. Moments after the pilot began signaling for help, another plane takes off, nearly decapitating the motionless driver. As we watch the footage, it is clear that this pilot was extremely lucky to make it out alive.
مویی از بالا سرش رد میشه. یعنی یکم پایین‌تر بود نصفش کرده.
Dash cams have allowed people to capture all kinds of footage that would have ordinarily been reserved to anecdotes and retold stories. One such unbelievable moment was captured by a motorist on a busy highway. In this video, we see a motorcyclist speeding through traffic when a car switches lanes. Unfortunately, the speedy biker doesn't see this coming and collides with the back of the vehicle. Ordinarily, this would be a catastrophic accident that may have resulted in serious injury or death for the motorcyclist. But through a sheer stroke of luck, the biker does a full flip and lands atop the vehicle. Shortly thereafter, the vehicle stops, allowing the biker to jump off. Hats off. In this video from a Russian military exercise, we see numerous soldiers lined up in preparation to fire their weapons into the air. The practice seems to be similar to the American tradition of a 21-gun salute. In a 21-gun salute, all the soldiers stand single file, and this video makes it very clear why. As the two rows of soldiers fire their weapons, keep your eye on the third man in the front row. As they discharge their weapons, his hat is blown off by a bullet fired by the soldier behind him. It's pretty easy to see how another inch of miscalculation.
پشمام این یکم پایین تر بود مغز طرف پکیده بود ریدم تو قبر بابات.
Number 16. Bucket list. Working around heavy equipment always carries an inherent risk of injury because, after all, anything can happen when you're tangoing with several tons of steel. In this video, we see a worker run out to grab something near a large excavator. Unbeknownst to him, the bucket attachment is clearly not attached properly and it plummets towards his head. Luckily, the unsuspecting worker gets out of the way just in time, but this situation nearly had a far worse outcome. Number 15. Most people go out of their way to avoid any encounters with sharks. However, some thrill-seeking folks want to get as close as they safely can. In order to accomplish this, there is such a thing as a shark cage. These cages allow people to dive with sharks while minimizing risks. At least for the most part, because unfortunately in this video we see an adrenaline junkie in a cage, but unfortunately one of the sharks he's trying to observe manages to breach the cage, and before long the diver is trapped in the small space with a ferocious and panicked carnivore. The fast-acting crew of the boat allows the shark to escape and are then able to rescue the diver. Most people don't get to tangle with the shark and come out unharmed, but this lucky diver did just that. Number 14. Busted. In this harrowing video, we see a car cut in front of the vehicle quickly loses control and veers into oncoming traffic. But what no one expected was that the oncoming vehicle was a large commercial truck.
و جالبش اینه که طرف سالمه هیچیش نشده.
But to everyone's astonishment, the driver is perfectly fine and in fact begins climbing out of his mangled car within seconds of it stopping.
خیلی بده حاجی.
One lucky guy, let me tell you.
و از دو طرف
Number
خورد.
13. We're looking at today, none were as unaware of their situation as number 12. This skier was recording footage of their run when, unbeknownst to them, a bear began pursuing. Luckily, the bear was unable to keep pace with the speedy skier and eventually stopped chasing.
طرفم چه ریلکس
However,
داره
watching the
میرسن
footage, it is
حواسش
clear that had this skier crashed or even slowed down, the outcome could have been grisly. to
شانس
say the least.
آورده واقعا
Number
این دیگه
11.
شانس آورده.
Van in a park. This surveillance footage from a local park shows people gathered with family and friends when the unthinkable happens. A van veers wildly out of control on a nearby road and blasts straight through the park.
Shit.
Thankfully, yet unbelievably, it narrowly misses several people before coming to a stop at the other side. The people in this park were lucky to have avoided serious injury. Number 10.
یاد اون جوکه افتادم طرف میگه آقا من زدم به میدون درست ولی جای میدون اینجا نبود. دقیقا همونه.
Pole luck. In our next video, we see a young woman walking down the street, but little did she know that it was almost her very last day on Earth. As she makes her way along the sidewalk, a vehicle behind her loses control and starts aiming straight for her. However, only moments before plowing her down, the car's journey is cut short when it collides with a light post. Thanks to that post, the lady in this video survived with nothing more than a very large amount of fright.
یکی چرا دوید وایسا آقا وایسا این چرا
To that pose, the lady in this video survived with nothing more than a very large amount of fright. Number 9. Look both ways. Here we see a woman with a small child rushing across a busy street. The pair pass in front of a work van, but just then a car comes barreling towards them. The woman yanks the child out of the way as the car misses them by inches. This incredible moment is a testament to why you should always be extra careful when crossing the road in high traffic areas. Number 8. Bike versus bike. Depending on who is saying it, the word bike can mean either a traditional pedal bike or a motorcycle, and there is quite a big difference between the two. In this footage taken by a motorcyclist, we see a bicycle pulling out in the middle of the road. All of a sudden, the cyclist finds himself directly in the path of the motorcycle. With some swift handling, the person riding the motorcycle is able to narrowly avoid the lucky cyclist, who would probably be a little bit more cautious in the future. Number 7. Age restrictions. Chances are that whatever this contraption is, it was probably intended for children.
وای گفتم له شد طرف.
The four of them decided to take a spin, but unfortunately the structure couldn't hold their weight and it comes crashing down with one large metal pole. That pole narrowly missed the Number 6. Explosive situation. What exactly happened in this video is unclear, but what is certain is that the woman on the right-hand side was near inches from getting hit by the sudden blast from a nearby apartment. Number 5. Plane to sea. In this video, 2 planes full of skydivers managed to collide in mid-air. This high-flying catastrophe is rare enough, but what is truly remarkable is that not a single person was injured in the collision. Number 4. Satellite fright. In this video, we see a worker sitting on a pipe when out of nowhere a satellite dish falls out of thin air and misses his head by a matter of inches. Despite being more than a little surprised, this man was injured only moments later. Number 3. In this video, we see a combination of luck and skill as this 18-wheeler carrying large metal pipes rocks violently from side to side. But even as the trailer teeter-totters dangerously from side to side, the brave driver forges on, eventually managing to right the massive load and continue on his way. Have you ever had a near miss like we've seen in today's video?
خیلی خوب رفقا اینم از این ویدیو. من که حسابی پشمام ریخت و اپیلاسیون شدم و حسابی ضربانم بالا رفت. خیلی ممنونم که تا اینجای ویدیو همراه من بودید. یادتون نره اگه از این ویدیو خوشتون اومد خیلی ممنون میشم این ویدیو رو لایک کنید، کانال من رو ساب کنید و زنگوله بیناموس کنارش هم روشن کنید. یادتون نره ترس منبع تغذیه اوناست. تا یه ویدیوی دیگه چاک.